So never let it be said that I'm not a sucker for punishment and that I'm not a guy who gives second and third and fourth and fifth chances. Because Clark Kent is back in the pages of the Superman comics by DC Comics. And so I want to talk about this today in the new Superman #1 where Clark Kent returns. Let's talk about it today here in the Geek Corner. Hey there everybody, it's Rev Kev. Welcome back to the channel. So appreciate you being a part of the community. All the proceeds from my YouTube channel here go to help kids in Guatemala through Compassion Canada. You can learn more about the work that we do down in the description below. So we all knew this was coming, right? When DC Comics announced that Clark Kent is leaving and Clark Kent is never going to be Superman again, we've been in comic book collecting long enough to know, when is Clark coming back? Well, he's back. So in the next kind of big DC reboot, and I don't know about you, but it has felt like over the last 10 years that there has been a ton of DC reboots. Maybe it's just me as a DC guy and as a lifelong collector of Superman comics. But here we got the dawn of DC, which is the next big reboot, rebrand, relaunch of a lot of these characters is coming back. And Clark Kent is now back as Superman, the main Superman, who is the world's Superman, replacing the temporary Superman of his son, Jonathan Kent. And that series, and I'm going to put a link to that video over here of why I stopped collecting Superman comics, was, in my opinion, was an absolute train wreck. Just completely missed out on the heart and the essence of what a character like Superman even represents. It was just really, it was unreadable for a lifelong Superman fan. It was unreadable, so I just stopped. And got an email last week from my local comic book shop saying, hey, Rev Kev, Superman's coming back and this book's getting some good reviews. Should I be putting this aside for you? And like I said, I'm a big believer in second chances, so I picked up Superman #1 this is written by Joshua Williamson, and the art is by Jamal Campbell. So first and foremost, one of the things that kind of gets me about these type of #1s, again, is you would assume a #1 is a good launching point for new people to start reading a title. Now, I thought this issue was fun. I thought there was some good action. I thought there was some good introduction to characters and who everybody is in this storyline going forward. But as a #1 to kind of really bring in brand new readers, I don't think it does that very well. I think there's a lot of things that were built up in the Superman comics, you know, and again, I've been out of it now for less than a year. Or maybe a little over a year. I'd have to double check the date of when I finally gave up. I think I gave up by Superman #5 or #4. I didn't get very, or #3 even. I didn't get very far because it was so bad. But it's a year, maybe a little bit more than a year that I've been out of it. And last I heard, Clark Kent wasn't even Clark Kent anymore. Superman had given up his secret identity. You know, he'd given up that whole persona of Clark Kent, and he was just Superman. He was just Clark. But now we got Superman back working at the Daily Planet. There seems to be a secret identity again, but how could there be a secret identity if he gave that up and went public with his identity? So a lot of questions just by reading this issue of what I knew happened to this character a year or two ago. So maybe that's an okay thing, because if you were a new reader to this, you could just dive right in and you wouldn't even know that Clark Kent gave up his secret identity. Now, got to admit, loved the art. I thought the art in here was fantastic. Jamal Campbell, excellent job of drawing the characters. Really loved kind of the look and feel of this book. I thought it was really nice. His wraparound cover, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. Just again, really kind of capturing that hope, that character of Superman. I thought that was really great. And kind of what I loved about this background was kind of this ominous villain in the background. We don't know who this person is. A little bit of a spoiler here. But the way the first issue ends, it kind of ends with something big is coming, and honestly, I like that. And this last little page on here, again, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but the last page on here kind of says what's to come in this series, and I like this. So, coming to Superman, danger, horror, adventure, and some big baddie villain that's going to lead into this whole dawn of DC. So, again, lifelong Superman fan here. Not collecting Superman comics over the past year was difficult for me to do, but I just can't pay for junky, crappy stories. Like, I'd rather put my money into other things that I enjoy. So this first issue, I'm back. Okay, I'm back in. Again, we'll give this run. We'll let it run out a few issues to see how well this new team does with Superman. But great to see Clark Kent back. Great to see his strong relationship and connection with Lois Lane. Good to see Jimmy Olsen back. It'll be really interesting to see what they do with this story as they lead into the dawn of DC, the next big thing in DC Comics. Hopefully it's actually a good story. So that's it for the video today. Would love to know if you picked up Superman #1. What did you think of it? Put that down in the comment section below. And again, really appreciate you being a part of the community here. It really means the world to me. Again, check out that link about the work that I do with Compassion Canada and learn more about how all the proceeds from YouTube here go to support children in need in Guatemala. And until the next video, God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.